Yo, what's happening, baby? This is the Flaming Sword Musing, and I'm Kamsin Khan. You know, I grew up around men. You know, I'm an old school cat, but I'm actually kind of young. I'm 45 years old. But I have a lot of sensibilities and ethics that goes with like a lot of much older than what I actually am. People call me OG, and I be like, first of all, I ain't gonna say I don't like the term OG. I feel no kind of way about the term OG because when I was growing up, there were no OGs. Not in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. OG was a thing of LA. We didn't call our, elders old school. OG. Me, myself, personally, I don't even think we had a name for them. Me, myself, personally, I called them old heads and gray beards. And that tells you where I got my guidance from. Who I consider the quote unquote OGs. Old heads and gray beards. I came up, I remember when I was a youngster, I was probably like 10 or 11 or something like that. And I was at Roosevelt House. Roosevelt lived down the street from me. You see how old school, the man's name was Roosevelt. You know he was old. They sat in the room and played blues. He had piranhas, big old piranha cage. His son Kenyatta used to roll a tractor through the block like a whip. Old Roosevelt. I used to just hang around them and sit around them. They playing blues, actually playing blues, not listening to it, playing it, watching boxing matches, all kind of just stuff around these old heads and gray beards. And I remember, like I said, when I was like 10 or 11 or something like that, I was at Roosevelt House, sitting in the living room with him, and I was like digging through my pockets for something. I forget what it was. I was digging through my pockets, and I set a gun on the table. And Roosevelt, he put $100 bill down on the table and took the gun. And he said to me, "Killing is a grown man game." See, these are the type of people that I grew up around. I grew up around old heads and gray beards with, that's why my beard, I'm not worried about this greatness in my beard. It's honor to me. I always honor gray beards. What no just for men and all that. What no, I'm gonna cut my hair bald because my hairline messed up. Cats come off and yank off their dobs. Anything can be going on with their hairlines. I'm talking about men. You know what I mean? Not some dude who is 5 years older than me. I got guidance from guys who had children of their own to raise. I got my guidance from guys who had children my age. Grandchildren even sometimes. I stayed around them. I'm talking to the OGs, the gangsters, with kids to raise. And they had rules. Number one rule was don't get caught. And any other so-called rule of the game is really just don't get caught. Article 1, subsection 1, A, subsection B, subsection C, don't get caught. Article 2, subsection A, subsection B, subsection C, don't get caught. I was also told, as part of don't get caught, to always be willing to take that extra step, even if it means you work a little bit harder, even if it means you gotta split the bread with somebody. Take them extra steps, whatever extra steps you gotta take to make sure that you don't get caught. Take them extra steps. Nowadays, if you gotta CCAP a cat, I don't care if he got the money in his hand right now. CCAP that cat. See what's going on in his criminal life. If you gotta get out your car and walk, walk. Don't let nobody come to your home. Leave your home. You know? Take those extra steps. Never have the money and the product in the same place. These are the type, and all of this stuff, it all boils down to A, not getting caught, and what I consider ensuring that you're able to continue with the enterprise. You can't expect to have a dynasty if you're making decisions for immediate gains. What they call that? Immediate gratification. Dynasties aren't created off of immediate gratification. A 10-year run in the game before you even get popped is not built off of all money is good money. A lot of you guys have to understand, excuse me, that this is illegal. The game is illegal. And the police have a right to lock you up if they catch you. They have a right to. A lot of you guys feel like you have a right to be a criminal. That's why you on camera flashing your guns, flashing money, flashing drugs. You guys feel like you have a right to be a criminal. And you do have a right to be a criminal. And the police have a right to lock you up as well. It's their job. They have people out here that are getting paid day by day, hour by hour, to comb the streets and snatch brothers off the streets. And you have to understand that. I've never had a rappie. I've had one case where I had a rappie, and it wasn't even my case. It's just that I was the one that ended up in a police car, and that old school ethic kicked in. Shit had to stop with me. I was 14 then. Shit had to stop with me. It ain't going no further. And that was the thing that really built my determination to not have a rappie ever again. I'm not having no rappie no more. Ever again. Because I am willing to take those extra steps. I'm willing to slow down. I'm willing to split the bread. I'm willing to pass up on the bread if I don't think that it's right. And I think that a lot of the ethics that I have for how I move in life, I'm not in the game no more, but I still move in life like I'm in the game because I'm still being watched. You know, that same paranoia that I had when I was in the game, you know, it's still there. I know I'm still being watched. We're not talking about Big Brother. I'm talking about God. I'm talking about the divine will. The divine watcher is watching me at all times. So I have to carry myself a certain way and according to a certain ethic that will allow me to continue to stay within divine will. So it's really no different. Being a criminal is a craft just like woodworking or carpentry or whatever. It's a craft. And if you don't look at it as a craft, you would not build yourself as a person. You would not ever get past the game because you would never do any man building. You know, the concept behind the craft is that you use your knowledge of the craft to learn law. And then you take law and apply it to yourself so that you can enact the laws that you learn. What I'm trying to say is that if you work on cars and that is your craft, bodywork is your craft, you're going to get up every day. You're going to make sure you are physically suited. You're going to put your uniform on. You're going to make sure that you put work clothes and work boots, steel toes on. You're going to put a face mask on. You know, you're going to paint in a certain environment that is suitable so that no dust settles on the automobile and messes up the paint job. And in the process of all of that, you're going to learn more and more about yourself, your capabilities, what you can do, what you can't do, what you need to work on, and you're going to work on it. So ultimately, when we're talking about a person having a craft, we're not talking about crafting houses. We're not talking about crafting cars. We're talking about crafting men. Because you have to be prepared to do the things that you want to do in life. You know? You can't pimp without game or heart. You know? You can't slang dope without dope. Pistols, homies, a block. There are things that you need to accomplish goals. And the main thing that you need to accomplish goals is to be personally built for it. That's what people say when they mean you're not built for this. He's not built for this. You have to build yourself for it. How you doing, sir? Not too bad, yourself. All right. You have to build yourself in order to be able to complete the craft that you set for yourself. You want to work on cars, you're going to have to work on yourself. You want to work on houses, you're going to have to study. You're going to have to learn architecture. You're going to have to build your mind. And you're going to have to build your body, the dexterity of your hands. You're going to have to build yourself into what you need to be in order to accomplish your goals. And even in the criminal world, man, a lot of people feel like, oh, I'm a criminal, so ain't no rules. Yes, there are still rules. Don't get caught. Go that extra mile. Take them extra steps. You know what I'm saying? Get your cardio up so that when the police chasing you, you can get away. You're still going to have to build yourself. You're not going to, so many guys feel like they're good enough as they are just because they're criminals. They don't have to have ethics. They don't have to have discipline. They don't have to have respect. You know what I'm saying? No sense of chivalry or nothing. Like, I'm a criminal. And that's where everybody's going wrong, because I grew up around criminals. But I also grew up around, but these criminals were also men. They raised their children. They had stable households. And they had side crafts. Like I said, old man Roosevelt, he had a whole blues band. Cats working on cars, cats doing all kind of stuff. These dudes were men. Walking around in greasy suits, slanging. Oh, my homie, he worked at A.O. Smith. He drove a Pontiac Le Mans. The itty bitty Le Mans. Not the big ones, the itty bitty ones. Like I said, man, everything comes down to ethic. It's a cliche phrase, but it's not what you do. It's how you do it. How you go about it. I tell my lady, men don't cheat. That don't mean men don't have multiple women. Most men have multiple women. They just don't cheat. It's all straight up and down. You do it like a man. You don't give nobody no ammo against you as you proceed forward trying to accomplish the goal that you're trying to accomplish. You're not going to go about it in a way that creates failure. You're not going to present yourself in a way where people don't take you seriously and just throw a frivolous consideration at you or a frivolous label on you. Oh, he cheating. No, I'm not. Oh, he's a criminal. He's a human trafficker. No, I'm not. I'm not a human trafficker. That's a new phrase, and I've been doing this since the 70s. You know what I'm saying? Once again, this is Calm Seeing Calm, and I hope that you guys got something out of this. This is amusing. I'm just thinking and trying to run things through my mind, and I'm working it out. I would appreciate comments, like, share, subscribe, all that shit. Be blessed, sings, and be blessed, said. 1.